What a crowd. You know, you have people 5 miles back in their cars. Should we wait for them to come in? No. I'll tell you what, I just drove up though, and it's like forever. The cars are way back there. So they'll just start coming in. And by the time the last ones come in, we'll be finished. We're going to go home, right? Right? So anyway, thank you very much. You know, South Carolina's a special place. They're all saying how well I do in South Carolina, like beyond any place. And I want to just thank you. Fox just came out just a little while ago with new polls, killing everybody. Everybody nationally. I'd go over the numbers, but what the hell? Let's see. They're so good. Let's see, just out. Trump 35, second 19 or 20 or something like that. Your second, and this is a big Second Amendment area, your Second Amendment, if I win, is totally protected. And I tell the story, if you take a look at Paris, where we had that horrible 130 people killed, others to follow, very, very horribly wounded, sitting in hospitals, and you'll have others to follow. 130 people killed. In Los Angeles, in California, you had the two wackos that came in, how about that? Came in on a marriage visa. A marriage visa. Who the hell, why are we taking a marriage visa? And by the way, have you seen what's been happening within our country in the last 2 or 3 days? Have you seen? And we have a president that doesn't even want to talk about what's really happening. We have to find out what the hell is going on. We have to do it. We have to. But in Paris or in California, if some of the people on the other side, you know, Paris is the toughest gun location, they say, practically in the world. Paris. France, generally, you can't get a gun unless you're a bad guy. You just have a gun, you walk in. I mean, what the hell? Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody else has a gun. So the only ones that have the guns are the bad guys. You saw that with a magazine a year ago. Now you see it here. So they walk in. Nobody has a gun. Bing, move over. Boom, move over. Boom. That's the way they did it. Just come on. Next. And they kill 130 people plus. Now, if somebody in this room, like him, right? Like him, my guy. The guy's been at like 10 of my rallies. He's like my brother, this one. Like him. But, hey, see, that's youth. But if somebody in Paris or in California, if they had guns on the other side, not a lot. If they had 3 or 4 people with revolvers strapped to their hip or their ankle, I tell you what, it would have been a whole different story, folks. You'd have bullets going 2 ways. You'd have bullets going 2 ways. You would have bullets going 2 ways, and sure, there would have been a problem. But was there somebody up there? It's a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem, and it's going to be solved, but we have to understand the problem. We have to know the problem. And before we do anything, and before we do anything stupid, we have to know what we're doing. So we do have a real problem. We do have a real problem. There is such a level of hatred that you can't even believe it. There's a hatred, a deep-seated hatred. We have to find out where is it coming from and what can we do about it. And people have to help us. They have to help us. People in the community have to help us. Because you know what? The police in this country are absolutely incredible people. They're incredible people. Sometimes they'll speak and they'll say a recent magazine cover, hatred. It's not hatred. It's not hatred on our behalf. There is hatred against us that is unbelievable. It's their hatred. It's not our hatred. It's their hatred. And we have to find out what's going on. Okay. But Jeb spent $68 million on his campaign. He's down here, like really, really low, okay? I spent nothing and I'm number one. Now, I spent nothing. I mean, practically nothing. I pay for fuel, right, you know? But I spent very little. And wouldn't it be nice if our country could spend very little and be number one, as opposed to always. Wouldn't that be? Think of this. I'm a big believer in education. So education. We're ranked number 28 in the world, and yet in terms of payment per pupil, we're number one by far. Number two is so far back you wouldn't even believe it. So we spend much more than any other country by far, and yet we're ranked number 28 in the world. We have third world countries that have better educational system than us. So we got to do something about it. We got to do something. So with my campaign, I look at it the same way. But wouldn't it be great though if we could do that? We spend less and we get a better result. That's what I want. And that's what we're going to do. And that's what we're going to do. So oftentimes I get accused of tone. Now, I'm a very reasonable man. I told you, I didn't want to go into Iraq. I'm the one that didn't want to go. I'm the only one, I think, that didn't want to go in. You know, Hillary voted for it. I think Rand Paul, maybe, but it's irrelevant now. It doesn't matter. But I think he might have been there, you know. But I didn't want to go in. I'm the most militaristic person there is. But you got to know when and where and all that stuff. You can't do this. And the other day, Putin, he said, Donald Trump is brilliant. And Donald Trump is their real leader. And he's killing everybody. And he's a brilliant guy. And they want me to denounce him. I want to say, play it again, Putin. I love it. Give me more. They want me to denounce it. We will get along in the world, and my temperament is great. They say the tone, that my tone isn't nice. You know, they're killing us all over the world. We're fighting wars all over the world. Who the hell cares about? We want tough tone. We gotta have tough tone. We gotta have tough tone. And we've got to be unpredictable. You know, I hated telling the oil thing. You know, for years I've been saying, take the oil, take the oil, take the oil, right? I've been saying. They've all said, oh, that doesn't work, that's no good. I said, why is it no good? ISIS is fueling themselves with the oil, right? Everybody knows that. Like $1 million a day with oil. They're making a fortune. And I said, take the oil, take the oil. And Obama's White House would say, well, that wouldn't work. Why wouldn't it work? I mean, they're making, now they're also making a lot of money with the banking stuff. Oh, do I know banking? Nobody knows banking. There's no banker that knows banking like me. Coming in through all sorts of crazy circuits and channels. And let me tell you, I know how to end that. But we have to drive them into poverty. Right now, they're making a fortune. So I said, take the oil. They didn't do it. All of a sudden, a couple of weeks ago, they started hitting the oil. But I wanted to not just hit the oil. I wanted to take the oil. And I wanted to give some of that profit to wounded warriors and to vets and to families